Hello everyone, welcome back. This time we're going to be going over cell references. We finally get into doing math. Now before you're like, well, we had some numbers, we didn't do any addition, subtraction, none of that stuff. Well, today we're doing math. Now with math, it's very simple. Excel can do all kinds of stuff. It knows the order of operations like the back of its hand. However, it doesn't know you want to do math unless you put an equal sign out front. That's the magic symbol. Without that equal sign, it's just you writing down a sheet of paper. With the equal sign, Excel will do all its wonders. The answer was 3. I didn't know that. I'm just cool. Okay, so we go down here. You see I wrote all these equations. However, I forgot the equal sign. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to put an equal sign in front of this. And you should do this because, once again, there's always some sort of hidden information, usually for the examples, if you do it. So I go right here and I put an equal sign. And another thing to note is that Excel does not know what implied multiplication is. That's where you have a 2 next to a parentheses and says you're multiplying 2 by everything in parentheses. Doesn't know what that is. So if you have something in parentheses, you got to put a multiplication symbol. You got to specify that that's 2 times the parentheses. This one right here will not work, where I just have 2 and then the parentheses with no multiplication symbol. And then I can, if I want to, go ahead and add an equal sign here. And be very careful though, because while it's great at order operations, not everybody else is. So you might be putting in what you think you want, but not actually if you write the order operations wrong. So be careful, use parentheses to help you out there. Now, one thing you never do in Excel is usually you don't hard code numbers. Now you can do that. It can be an amazing calculator. However, if you're making something bigger like a budget or let's see, I don't know, just working for problems, you'll want to start using something called cell references. This is where I have one cell that looks at another cell somewhere over here and uses whatever's in that cell to do math. So like right here. Let's say that I have a 2 right here. Okay, there's a 2. I click on the cell next to it and I say, I want to do something where it's equal, whatever this cell is, plus 2. So just adding 2. And so 2 plus 2 is 4. The great thing about this is that I can then update this automatically. I change this number, that one changes. I change that number, that one changes over and over again. So that is why cell references are helpful, because I can have some variable that I set, and when I change it, everything else updates automatically. And here's some examples of how this works. This is a note, even though it shows this, like this is an A2, because it's looking at this cell and putting whatever's in there. Whatever equation you write will still be there and still be editable in this bar right here. This is the function bar, and it will help you figure out what you need to do. Okay. So let's do some cell references. We'll just do 1 or 2 of these. I'll let you do the rest on your own. So who was the short, jewelry-obsessed individual who dies at the end of the Lord of the Rings? And let's change that to be right justified, or left justified just because I want to. Well, that would be Gollum. So Gollum's right here. That is column I, look at the top, and that is row 72. So if I type I-72 right here, it will be angry at you. It will say reference Gollum. Don't just say Gollum. So instead of just typing where it is, I'm going to type Gollum. And it's still going to be angry at you because I want you to actually give me the cell reference. So equals I-72. Just as a little nerd note, if you had said Smeagol, which is his other name, it will break. I forgot to add in that. It's supposed to let you do that. Smeagol, right there, right? Okay, sorry about that. I'll have to fix that. Well, it'll be fixed by the time you get it. So you can do Smeagol or Gollum if you're a nerd like me. Okay, absent father to a boy with a mystical flashlight while making fun of Star Wars. So if I look around here, who's from Star Wars? We got Darth Vader. Darth Vader's the right guy, and he's in column J and row 71. So equals J71. And you see, do you notice that that little blue rectangle jumped on it as soon as I typed it in? And these are color coordinated. I'm a little bit colorblind when it comes to this, but that J71 is the same color as this highlighting of that cell. Hit enter, all's good. Okay. Now, let's see this in action worth a better example, like right here. Let's say you made some sort of exchange rate calculator for yourself. So you've got all the money in dollars and in British pounds. So $1,000 is 1,200 pounds. However, that's not actually true. It looks like you inverted the conversion by accident. So instead of 1.211, it should have been 0.826, which is, you can see that's just a shorter number of that. Okay, so I'm going to change my exchange rate, 0.826, and look at that. Boom, all of them changed automatically. All of your numbers change automatically. So if you're doing math and you realize you typed in one number wrong, you can go back and edit that one number and everything else will update for you. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, the final thing to think about is these are all called relative references. Relative references, not absolute, not mixed, relative. It's relative because it remembers the relative position of where it was looking before. So if it was looking directly to its left, if you copy and paste it somewhere else, it's going to look directly to its left. It's not going to look off in the distance where it was before. It's going to look just to its left. And this is very helpful, but it can also destroy everything. And so today we're just going to see the very helpful part. Next time we're going to see the destroying everything part. Okay, so right here you've got your little shopping list. You're going to get a couple things at the store. Wear your face mask. And how you have the number to get, and you have the cost of each individual item. And so you want to get the total cost for an item. So it's saying you need to enter an equation right here that multiplies these two together, because you're going to get 3 loaves of bread at $1.19 each. So 3 times 1.19. And you can, if you want to, type in equals 3 times 1.19. However, we can't use autofill then, and autofill works great for this. So instead, I'm going to type equals, I'm going to click on this cell, times this cell. And that worked, and I can then drag that down. Autofill is amazing, and look at that. And boom, filled in, and I have my total cost. This one right here, I use the sum function to go ahead and do that, but you don't need to know how to do that yet. We'll get to that later. And so you can see all of this happened automatically. I was able to drag it down and multiply each of these together. And so in this case, it was very helpful because every single time this cell right here was looking at the 2 cells next to it and multiplying them together. So when I copy and pasted it down, it still looked at these 2 cells. And then these 2 cells. It's always the 2 cells next to wherever I copy and pasted it to. Next time we'll see how this can go terribly wrong with something very simple, multiplication tables. So hope this helped you, and I will see all of you next time. Bye-bye.